Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. What else would I be coming at you in? It's Raid Shadow Legends. It's me again. You know what, guys? Last week, I was in a very bad mood when it comes to Raid. I'm sure like a lot of players, and let's be real here, rightfully so. I mean, I'm a little biased. I was the one in the bad mood. Now I'm agreeing with myself being in the bad mood. But, I mean, between the Primal Shards, the Ridiculous Mercy, everything else, I could go on and on and on, but I've already made those videos. Well, we kind of capped things off with this video, talking about the double event that wasn't a double event for Mythical Champions on Primal Shards. That was the cherry on top, right?
Reduce your expectations to zero.
But before that, we talked about don't make his mistake. Another YouTuber quit Raid Shadow Legends, and that was the first reaction video that I've ever done here on the channel. And I asked you guys at the beginning of that video, if you want me to make more reaction content, well, give me a thumbs up. If you don't want any more reaction content, give me that big fat thumbs down. First time I've ever asked for thumbs down here on the channel, which is cool. If you're curious the result, I got them right here.
That should be a secret.
We had 5,314 of you guys liked the content. 143 of you guys disliked the content, the reaction content. So I apologize for the 143 people out there right now. I apologize because we're doing it again, baby. We're doing it again. You know why? Because I actually started this podcast, which I really love. My favorite podcast app, by the way, Stitcher, it closed down its doors. They shut it down. So I'm really bummed out. If you guys have a podcast app other than just podcast, like the Apple one, standard, that you love, let me know about it. I can use Spotify. I'm using Spotify right now. Anyway, I digress. The podcast is called Marcus Aurelius's Meditations for Modern Life. Basically, the dude goes verse by verse in meditations, and he breaks down what Aurelius was talking about and how you can apply that to your life to make it better in terms of stoicism. I'd recommend it for anybody interested in such things. Either way, I say all that to say this. The first passage... The first passage resonated with me a lot when it comes to Raid Shadow Legends. And I also want to react to a video that puts things in a much better perspective, even though I have not changed my mind at all about the way that I feel about any of this crap, this malarkey, this baloney that they've been throwing at us these last... and I actually feel, you know what the thing is I stopped recording those rant videos, guys, and I immediately think of the billion things that I should have said in addition to what I said, right? I'm like, ooh, I should have said that. I should have said that. I should have said that. I'll be in bed. I should have told him that. I should have said that.
Daddy, chill.
So there's a lot more that I could say negative, and maybe there'll be videos, I'm sure, in the future. But Marcus Aurelius Meditations, I bet you didn't think you'd be getting this on this video, did you guys? When you wake, it's only one sentence, bear with me. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. You know what? When we wake up in the morning, we can apply this to Plarium as well, can't we, guys? When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, Plarium will be greedy, unfair, dishonest. I mean, you could really say that. And the truth is we're setting a bar that is pretty low and pretty accurate. Now, do you think I'm being unfair to Plarium in saying that? I'm sure not a lot of you guys do, but the reason I say that isn't just to like throw shots at them. The reason I say that is because, well, who makes a video game where, you know, you have to literally spend hundreds of dollars to get something to upgrade, and then they say, free to download? You know, and what I'm talking about is the mythical skill tomes, right? Like, okay, great. You know, even if they give us free champions, which they will, how are we supposed to upgrade him? There's no way. There's no way to upgrade him other than to pay. Pay the piper. Pay Plarium. So I think that this mentality is you shouldn't expect anything different. And to expect anything different, whether it's out of life in general or whether it's out of Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends, we're just setting ourselves up to be frustrated, right? That's the whole gist here. So with all that said, let's go ahead and react to Cold Brew. He put out a video called Best Thing Ever, Why You Should Be Happy Too, the Primal Shards patch. Best thing ever? Best thing ever, Cold Brew? What has gotten into you, my friend? At first, I thought this must be just clickbait. He can't be making the case that this is the best thing ever. These shards, I mean, I can go on. Let's hear what he had to say.
one will make lots of you angry, but listen up. I have my own thoughts on how the Primal Quartz and Primal Shards have just entered into the game, and I think this is a good thing. The mercy system that they've added, it's a good thing. How hard the Primal Shards are to get, it's a good thing. And I'll explain why in this video. I don't understand why. Okay, I've seen the videos. I've seen Scratch's video a little bit, like halfway through. Didn't see Hell Hades' video. That was a longer one. I saw 33 minutes. I didn't watch it, but I'm guessing he's going on about the same thing. And then we scroll down. It's also Nub Raids. He also posted something along these lines. Probably Ash is going to post something later on. I think he posts much later in terms of my time.
Guilty as charged.
But I'm not going with that kind of concept, what they're posting, okay? I don't understand why they're so upset with the mercy system, with how expensive these Primal Shards are. My thoughts on this, hear me out. 99.9% of players, well, I might have said it too much. 99% of players out there will not be buying these Primal Shards, and with some good reasoning. These seem to be very expensive, and I'm very happy with how the pricing is for these Primal Shards. Why do I say that?
He's happy with the pricing? At this point, I'm watching it for the first time, and I'm still like, dude, what are you, what? What?
See, this is the whole problem. You see this? Do you see what's happening here? You can't have an intelligent conversation with this guy.
Is it reasonable cold brew? Well, no. Nothing honestly makes sense in this shop. It's digital goods, but we do spend our money.
Digital goods. It's a funny word that it's not a funny word. It's true, right? But digital goods, it reminds you that we're paying money. It's worse than a casino, right? I compare it to casino. My last video, Raid Shadow Legends spending a lot of money in this game. On the Mac Chan video, we talked about this, right? I compare it to a casino. But it's not like a casino at all, because at a casino, you can win. You know, you put your money in and you might feasibly make money. There's a chance, right? Odds are eventually you're going to lose money. House always wins. But in Plarium, it's like, no, the house like 100% of the time wins, guaranteed. That's it, right? Because digital goods, digital whatever the heck, right? Digital assets, they're not even NFTs that you can resell or something like that, right? Even those are going to be way better than anything you can get in Raid. You're literally spending money for these pixels that have no value whatsoever. Anyway.
How we want, right? But these Primal Shards have a 0.5% chance to give you a Mythical Champion. The Mythical Champions at the moment kinda suck compared to even Void Champions. I've mentioned it in my other video that I posted yesterday. If you didn't catch it, then what I said basically is I've played through all of the Mythical Champions. I gave them Godly Gear, and none of them really make me say, oh my god, I want this champion, and this champion will solely determine my account progression in, let's say, one area.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I have not played all the Mythical Champions. I have not watched all the content on Mythical Champions. So this took me by surprise in a positive way. It made me feel a little bit better because you might have noticed I did not open any Primal Shards on nor did I ever buy any Primal Shards, right? Which is saying a lot for yours truly. But when Cold Brew told us here that they all are kind of meh, I was pretty shocked. And also pretty happy because I don't have any, nor do I think I will get any in a long time.
All of them seem to be PvP focused, and none of them has the power of the Ukrainian couple.
So they're PvP focused, and none of them are as good as Taurus and Marichka.
Example, but that's not what I'm saying in this video. What I'm saying is the pricing is totally reasonable for me because it deters me. It stops me from wanting to spend. I don't care about Plarium's Primal Shards. Because they made it so hard to get a mythical, 0.5%, they made the mercy system at 300 shards to get a mythical shard. I know nobody will get it at 300. Most probably the average will be around 250. Very unlikely somebody actually has to pull 300 to get him. That is how the odds work, okay? The percentage goes up 1%, and they made it so that it's the most expensive possible way of progression in terms of the mercy system. That's why they made it like that. They made it so it punishes the spenders. And if you are not a spender in this game, you're a free-to-play mid-spender, low spender to mid-spender, you should be totally happy about this, as I am right now. Currently, I haven't been a spender.
So he's saying that, like, basically by pricing it so ridiculously high, by having such a ridiculously mercy system, by even if you're spending thousands of dollars for these shards, you still have a 0.5% chance at pulling a mythical champion that are underwhelming anyway. You should be, as a low spender or free-to-play player, or even a mid spender, I would argue, pretty excited, because it doesn't matter that you're not going to spend, because these champions, A, aren't great, and B, it's unlikely even if you spent money that you would get them. So the spenders contenders, the real big whales and krakens, should be the most angry here, not everybody else.
This is not what I had planned.
About, I want to say at least 2 months now, I haven't bought anything, and
But I do want, I'll link this video for you guys, but I actually want to fast forward a little bit here because I think it's very, and this is the Primal Shard pack, $25 for three. For three? Like, what? Isn't that bananas, guys? Isn't that bananas? You get a 0.5% chance. Oof.
go away, Primal Shard pack, go away. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is this. This is the actual most expensive part of the mythicals. This one, the mythical tomes. Don't look at the price here, 25. Of course, they'll add packs that this is cheaper, but this is where they will get.
I know, but shop value, $25 per tome. On average, what, like 9 or 10 tomes per champion? Even if they give us a freebie, it's going to be like, fork it over, players. But he brings up a really good point. Like, that is it's fine and well to say, oh, who cares? We don't care. It's because it's so highly priced. I would argue, yeah, we still care because their big update they've been working on for probably a long time now. It's so expensive that nobody can enjoy it. It's still right to be mad about that, I feel, or frustrated at the very least. But he has a really good, I guess I would say, a prescription of how to deal with this. And it's going after mythical skill tomes. Not with, not spending money on them, but anytime you see one in an event or tournament, because we're going to be getting that free mythical champion eventually, hopefully.
The players to spend the mythical tome packs the same way that the legendary tome packs are extremely hard to get. So when you get your legendary champion, you need to book it up. The same thing would be for the mythical ones. You need to book it up to actually have a useful champion. Honestly, many times without the books, you miss out on that cooldown reduction that affects it. The damage dealers have less damage because of the no book thing. So this will be the thing that you need to worry about for the upcoming months. If an event or tournament pops up, especially a farmable one that is reasonable, I'm saying reasonable, you should be aiming to get those mythical tomes. And why am I saying this? Well, do you guys remember what Primal has said? That they're working on a feature that they'll be adding to the game that will include a mythical champion that can be acquired by everyone. So a guaranteed mythical champion, but you won't have the books, right? So that's why I'm saying farm for the mythical tomes, save them for that guaranteed mythical that is coming. And if we base on what we had so far in terms of free champions added into raid, we had Arbiter, we had Ramantu in terms of reward champions that we worked on to get them. If you don't have these yet, then mythical champion should be the least of your worries. But what I'm saying is that these champions affected the game a lot, especially Ramantu for quite some time in terms of the arenas, and Arbiter for a long time was the leader in terms of arena usefulness. You'd see only Arbiter leads. That doesn't happen anymore, but you understand the usefulness of these champions. That still is relevant. You can still see a Ramantu in arena. You can still see an Arbiter in arena, although many new champions have been added since the early times of raid, right? So when they put in a mythical champion like that, they put in Mithrala as an example for Hydra. When they put in a mythical champion through a new type of maybe clan boss, right? And that will be farmable. What you need to be doing is, okay, what do I need for that mythical champion eventually once I get him? Well, you'll need the books. That's why I'm coming back to saying Primal Shards should be the least of your worries. And for me, that's going to be my plan for the future. If I see something like a champion training event or dungeon divers or even an artifact enhancement, I'll try to push to get the mythical tome. And as far as I know, me as a creator, I won't be getting mythical tomes.
So this is a really important point, and this is why I want to, the first part, yeah, he's happy about the shard cost. Like I said, I get where he's coming from, right? I get where he's coming from, but it's all about perspective, right? Like we talked about, maybe I'm in a little bit of a more stoic mood lately, right? I'm trying to come around, but listen, I'm going to continue playing this game, A, because I put a lot of time into it, because I've put a lot of money, resources into it, and C, because I actually like the core of the game itself. I guess D, and certainly not least, because I love you guys, and I love making videos about the game too, and I love the community, and I love guys like Cold Brew, because I like these perspectives, right? That initially got my attention, but I want to make the video because I actually really agree with where he's going here. Okay, so we're going to be getting a free mythical champion. Yay, fine, eventually some point. But we can prepare now instead of worrying about going for events and saving our resources for a quartz to hopefully save up a shard. Because what is it? Like, you have to beat Hydra. I think he even shows it somewhere on here. You have to beat Hydra. I mean, look at these things. $50 for 5 here in the shop. Beating Hydra doesn't even give you, even finishing first place in Hydra Clash, doesn't even give you 1 shard. So don't worry about it. Ignore Primal Shards. Who cares, man? Who cares? Hopefully, kind of like the Soul Stones, they start to come down in price. I would argue they still need to come down a long, long way. But you know what? Let's stick it to them. Let's stick it to them by actually focusing on the way to upgrade what they give us for free, which historically is a lot, you know? They take a lot of our money, right? But they also give us a lot of free stuff, and all the login champions, all the you know, the Artax of the world, those champions, the Sun Wukongs of the world, the UDKs, ninjas, etc. I mean, we get a lot too. So we should prepare right now for having the resources that we need to upgrade those champions so they don't get us again, you know, the gotcha, the old Plarium gotcha, by asking for our money once they give us the free item, you know? So that would be what I'd advise you guys to do as well. Keep your eye out and save your mythical skill tomes, because God knows they're not going to be easy to get. Go for events that do have them if you are saving your resources. Maybe skip out on a fusion. Maybe skip out on a fragment summon. Save your resources to go for some skill tomes instead, some mythicals. That way they won't have you over a barrel when they do eventually give us this free mythical champion. So guys, that's how I'm going to look at things now. I feel, I can't say a lot better, but I think it's all about perspective ultimately, right? And I think that Cold Brew is absolutely right here in focusing on what we have control over, right? Like stoicism, focusing on what we can control, and we can control how to use our resources, including time, right now to set us up in the future to where we don't have to pay for skill tomes, right? Guys, that's all I have today. I will link this entire, the Cold Brew video in its entirety in the show notes below. Don't worry, to the 146 of you guys who don't like the reaction content, it won't be a frequent thing here on the channel, but I did want to kind of wrap up this conversation about, you know, the Primal Shards, all this stuff that we've already talked about, on a more practical, is the word I'm looking for, not positive, but practical note. So much love to you guys, you 3 of you who watched till the end of this video. Go give Cold Brew some love. Awesome dude, awesome content creator. I really mean that. His channel link will be in the show notes below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.